It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 834.
What's happening, guys? What's going on? Happy Thursday.
Great to be here. Very, very happy. You were telling me that something happened at the cafe that involved Bodhi being a hero.
Yeah. I mean, he's only 3, but, and he dresses like a superhero, so it's fucking pretty obvious, actually, that he is a superhero. He usually wears Spider-Man outfits. He, has like a monster rabbit sort of like dressing gown that he wears to the cafe. Like,
is Monster Rabbit a superhero?
No, it's just called Monster Rabbit because it's a dressing gown that looks like a rabbit and has like, a hood that has little ears on it, and so he feels like he's a little superhero. But he actually had to be a superhero. He had to actually, there's a lot of superheroes that are lazy, don't use their powers, like Bodhi. And so he had to use his powers. The power being very small and lightweight, that he could be sort of thrusted over the counter to save the day, because the lady at the cafe locked herself out of the cafe. She came out of the doors, which are automatic, went to drop a coffee to someone in a car, and it closed behind her, and then she walked up and said, "Oh shit," and she was the only person at the cafe. But luckily she'd opened the service window, to speak to me before, because that was how I was able to lift Bodhi over the counter, drop him into the cafe, and there's sweets and treats on offer, which I thought he could have gone straight for, and we wouldn't have been able to stop him. But all he had to do was run around, and there's like the big exit buttons on sliding doors,
big green buttons,
and he just hit the exit button. Save the day. So he is the local hero. I'm surprised actually that he hasn't made it into the local paper. So this morning I'll show you that. This is the local paper, which
it's literally
I don't know
called
where
the
you'd
local
even,
paper.
It's called, there's no messing around. It's the Eastern edition, the local paper, and it's free. And
that's good. Free.
JJ, like the time that we're in, stage 4 lockdown, 3 weeks in, 3 weeks to go, it's probably not a time that you want to be picking up newspapers, just, in the public, where someone else has just been sitting there reading it.
Is that because of a COVID issue?
Well, I don't know. Yeah, I feel like it's going to be fine, and that's why I picked it up. Yeah. But it is just a sensitivity of like, a lot of cafes removed newspapers, even in that first round, because it's like something where you're waiting and you're using your hands, you're touching and opening, like you're just trying to eliminate that shit, right?
But anyway, also, it promotes, the newspaper promotes the person that wants to really sit and enjoy their time, where they just want you in and out. True. I reckon that's part of it.
Yeah, true. And anyway, I picked this up because I was like, who's running a local paper these days? This thing's been running for a very long time. Since the 70s, I think someone started this. And I opened it up. It's bizarre. It's just like, there's all these advertising. There's like the first page you open up to is literally just like people who are wanted. So it's like, and then on the right hand side,
is it Crime Stoppers or?
It's like the Crime Stoppers section, but it's not Crime Stoppers. Oh. It's just it's called Ticks and Crosses. Ticks and Crosses.
Oh. Is it done by the council?
Well, this is, I think, a local business. It's actually printed in Fitzroy, right near you, JJ.
Yeah.
So it's
how much would it cost for us to get an ad, do you reckon?
I don't know, mate, but I was just thinking, if you can't sell podcast ads, you definitely couldn't sell newspaper spots. And it's but I wouldn't mind one. Like, I don't know who's gonna get it, but I'd skip through. This is just 2 of the things that jumped out at me. Some local news. This is just feel-good stuff. A student nurse who incurred $660 of parking fines in a school zone near Dandenong Hospital has had the bill waived by the Greater Dandenong Council.
Oh, that's nice.
Now,
so how broad is this? How broad is the newspaper? What's sort of their reach?
Broad? Well,
if they're doing Dandenong stuff, like Dandenong from Bulleen is probably 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah, so it's like Maroondah. It's like a whole bunch of different regions. Maybe it's like local and independent, not associated with any other publication in this area. So it's the Eastern District, I think, Eastern Edition. Anyway, this is made in there. Radio cutbacks.
Oh, great. What are they saying?
SCA has announced that it will introduce statewide breakfast shows across its national hit network of regional stations. The hit network station in Western Australia have already adopted this approach with statewide breakfast shows airing weekdays. The regional network in Victoria will follow.
That's interesting. I mean, I wouldn't have thought that newspaper would have any examples of like radio stations. They must, right? In those areas that are affected?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is like local newspapers.
What does that mean? Is it like going to Warragul or something? Like how far?
Oh, what's the east? The east of Victoria. The eastern suburbs. It's pretty big. Eastern.
What's the newspaper all around. Called? It's called Local News, isn't it?
The Local Paper.
Local Paper.
Anyway, I mean, so the eastern, like it sprawls probably like 20k in width. Like it's a big catchment area. Goes all the way out to Ferntree Gully, Lilydale.
But any regional stations over that period, I'd say no. But I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. No regional stations. Anyway, bizarre. But it was it's almost like I picked it up because I was like, it's almost like looking into the olden days.
Yeah,
like that's what it feels like.
Yeah. When I was 18, I used to I was sending press releases. I got the details of the local paper, like the journalist who I was quoted in an article, and I just kept it. And so every time I was doing anything, I'd write a press release and I'd send it to them.
There was a I mean, there's like, so I got into the paper as a kid. Get this, the Brighton Baths is like a sea bath, so they've built out like, a sort of rectangle pier that sort of spans around in the middle. You just swim. There's bars, so you're not getting nipped by a shark. And anyway, as a kid, we'd go there down in Brighton, and I cheeky little fella I was, and no superpower like my son, but I would run and I'd jump over the old men sunbaking, like because they were just lying sprawled out on the pier. And so one time I jumped this guy, and all of a sudden this person was like, excuse me, and I was like, oh fuck, so I'm sprinting off just in me fucking Speedos, 8-year-old, and then the guy caught up to me. He's like, oh, would you mind if I'm from the paper, would you mind if I took a photo of you doing a jump? And I mean, hindsight, as I say this, I go with a long lens.
Yeah. You got your Speedos.
A child to do a fucking jump is a bit suspect. But I lent in and I fucking got in the paper. Yeah. And it was big. Mum still has the clipping. I reckon I could get a photo.
It would be good.
Yeah, I reckon we could get it up.
Yeah.
Mate, it was a proud moment for the Jackett family.
It's funny how there were certain things when you were a kid that were a little bit sort of magical, or like the paper being one of them.
Yeah.
But even holidays, like when we went to Hamilton Island, I remember we would go to went to like Whitehaven Beach or whatever, so you'd go on a boat and then they would let you off onto this beach that's got like beautiful white sand. And all of these tours, there was always someone who was filming and taking photos, and then when you got back afterwards, they'd be selling, DVDs and like,
Yeah.
At the start, it was the photo thing, so they would go to the island's photo shop where it was all sort of done, and they would print the photos out and you could buy them. And I just remember a guy, he had a Nikon. This would have been 2001, 2002 maybe. 2003. And he would get everyone to jump, like what you were saying. And it was like it was the coolest trick, the idea that you would be, on the beach and he would get you to jump and you get this awesome photo of you in the air.
Yeah.
And for like probably 2 years after that, it was the only type of photography I could do. It didn't matter what the occasion. But I'd be like, all right, now everyone, let's do a jumping shot. I've just got so many. I was looking back, I've got photos of like my mum and auntie and nana like jumping at Christmas. just everyone's jumping.
How high was Nana getting? She getting some fucking hang time?
She's getting pretty high.
Mate, what do you think the new version of like that feeling of getting in the paper would be?
Okay, yeah. Going viral on TikTok?
Going viral on TikTok's a good one. What about like getting tagged in something by a celebrity, or even just like getting a selfie with somebody and then posting it and then them liking it or something. Like there's this, what is it? It's attention, right? It's like lots of people being able to see. I'm still blown away that like, I reckon it's most years I get a message saying, I just saw you on TV.
Oh, this is the sprint cars?
No, not the TV show that I hosted on Seven, mate.
Affair?
Thanks for bringing that up. No, not the expose on my filthy behaviour. No, I was walking along Bondi Beach in Sydney. So we lived across the road, Amy and I.
You're definitely itching your nuts or something in that shot. I can just imagine.
Nah.
Were you wearing your purple shorts?
Nah, maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. Can't confirm. Quite possibly. No, we lived across the road, and so I would always go lurking and just fucking cruising. And Bondi Rescue it's a popular TV show around the world.
Yep.
Bondi Beach is one of the busiest beaches. Like, it's the busiest beach in Australia, I'd say. Even around the world, it's like known as a very fucking busy beach. Great surf, everything. Anyway, so you can fit I reckon you could fit 10,000 people on that beach in one sitting.
Yeah, don't do it
now. Not at the moment. Yeah. No, not at the moment. Anyway, Bondi Rescue films most days in the summer. You see them cruising around, and it was towards Christmas time, and being hot in Australia Christmas time, you wouldn't really think that there would be reindeers around. Like, it seems like a snow thing, right?
Yeah.
But sure enough, the Bondi Rescue team had a fucking reindeer on the beach. And it was a little one. It looked like Bambi. It was beautiful.
It wasn't an actual reindeer, though, was it? Or
well, what are they? Like a deer? Like a small deer?
But it was an actual animal.
Yeah, dude. It was a fucking reindeer. It was a baby one. And so they could hold it. And I'm sure they didn't have it out in the sun for too long. It's probably pretty cruel.
Do you reckon someone brought it to them as a gift, or?
Yeah, mate. Producers, mate.
Okay,
how good
sure.
would this be? Take a reindeer along the beach, and and you'll get some fuckhead wanting to take a selfie, and then we'll get a great shot of that, and then we'll run it every year. Yeah, and that was me.
Yeah. Oh, really?
The fuckhead.
Wait, you were getting a selfie with the reindeer?
I came in and I was like, oh, can I get a selfie with it? And I took a selfie with the reindeer, and obviously they're filming the whole thing.
Have you got the photo?
Yeah. I reckon I'll put it on Insta today. Yeah, cool. I've got a couple of throwbacks today to go.
Yeah. You could do it as a carousel. Why don't you do a throwback carousel? Famous Tommy
great
Jackett.
Idea. So I'll do one of me on Ultimate Sprint Cars as well.
Yeah,
definitely.
So
I get a message on Facebook, and it's usually,
Facebook.
Mate, were you on Bondi Rescue? I was like, yeah. Thanks for asking.
Have you seen the clip?
Me. Yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it a couple of times, like just randomly. Yeah, I came across good, mate. It was one of my best performances. Really sort of held the camera up strong. Old phone though, so it's starting to become a bit dated.
Sure, I get that.
Anyway,
mate, I've got glands that are huge. Like is it glands? Is that what you call the things under here?
Your glands.
My glands are like I'm getting sick, or I am sick. Got real sniffly and all that sort of thing. Do you think
goes out once and gets COVID?
I know. This is, mate. I haven't. It has been a month since I've gone out.
Dude,
do I have to get a COVID test? It seems ridiculous.
Oh my God!
What would you do? I feel like you wouldn't potentially get. You would just. Do you think that people would be really pissed off with the idea that I am feeling sick or unwell and not really wanting? So for people who don't know, I have had a COVID test before. I was being obviously cautious, probably similar symptoms to what I have right now, and got the test and I was negative.
Look, I don't think you need to get one. just don't fucking go out. It's annoying because I want you to enjoy the fresh air, but you do have your spin bike. Put it on the balcony.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Get some K's in with some with your fresh air. But I don't like. I think you could. Literally, when we've still got 3 weeks of this.
Mm-hmm.
So even if you had it, you'll know if you fucking have it probably if you get
but
worse.
Also I don't know. I wonder how much this like you can actually see my what are they called glands? You can see them.
The swollen glands.
Swollen glands. But I wonder if swollen glands is on there.
It's a sign of an infection and tend to go down when you recover. So I mean, fuck, that's usually a sign of an infection.
Yeah,
surely
just being indoors for fucking a month did it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
but it's
a
coincidence that I was feeling fine, and then I go out for a walk, and then it just went downhill. You
had your mic on, your mask on. I think if you stay indoors for another 14 days, you love that I'm saying that to you.
Yeah, no, if that's what you're prescribing.
But no, seriously. Well, I think if you're worried, I don't think you need to go get a fucking test. Because the thing about the ramping up of the testing was everyone was still working. Mm-hmm. And so people were feeling like you and then going to work. And that's where the spread was coming. You're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
So,
I mean,
it developed the antibodies.
About
and
then if I've been getting many packages and things like that, which I've had a few.
Yeah.
But it seems so...
packages.
Yeah. But it just seems so unlikely. Like, I know, like, maybe I'm sounding ignorant, but it's not like I'm going to go now and hug a bunch of people. Like, I'm social... Why it's so funny is I'm the most socially distanced guy in Australia right now. I'll say that with a lot of confidence. Thank you, Breezer. And so I haven't got... Like, I've just got my coffee...
Yeah, I mean the thing is the lid there. That is the only transition point.
Mm-hmm.
Is the lid, people touching lids. But hopefully people at the cafes who are working.
It smells sanitized, the lid. Like they put something on it.
That's what you want. Mine I smelt one the other day and I could just when you're just like a fucking dog that's sniffing other fucking dogs in the space.
Do you know what we should do? This is something. Getting COVID's fucking annoying. 170,000 people in the US have died from COVID, right? It's not good. But if you have had COVID, if you are a Gronk, send us an email, hi@thedailytalkshow.com, include the negative, the positive result so that we can confirm it, and we will send you some stickers and a letter saying congrats on beating COVID.
Mate.
And I'll lick the envelope. No, but I think that will be fun. Hi@thedailytalkshow.com. Have you had COVID? Do you reckon anyone will email?
I don't know, but they're going to get a fucking little sticker pack.
That's good, isn't it?
That's going to be good. Yesterday, one of those days you just fucking spiral into a world of negativity, and you just like, it's almost like you've got commentary on your own state within your mind, but it's not enough to sort of pull you out.
I actually like you in these states because I feel like you fucking call up just ready for it. Mate, what's going on with everything? Like, yeah, mate. I'm actually in bed. I'm about to go to sleep. But, it's crazy, isn't it? I'm like, yeah, it is.
I was up to fucking midnight. I was working on my computer up to
just calling people. Mate, it's bloody crazy, isn't it?
No, I was listening to deep house music on my computer last night.
Which you need to fucking... Can you not use the Daily Talk Show YouTube channel for deep house? Because for whatever reason, they're all like bikini models in the thumbnails. And so every time I open up the Daily Talk Show's YouTube to live stream this, all I see is just like... It looks like some sort of porn site, essentially, that I'm on.
Well,
but it's all music.
I didn't... When you actually said that, I was like, I didn't even think about that because it's... What they've done is there's 2.5 hour deep house mixes, and they've literally taken vloggers who have gone with their girlfriend to the Greek islands, and they've Ibiza in there. So there's like footage of these day clubs, and it's fucking sick. Like, I listen thinking about Amy and I, and when we're able to go by ourselves back to Greece and just sit on the beach, drink a few fucking Mythos beers. And just relax and listen to it's interesting. I actually I've never really thought like, I'm the music guy. or like, you know, but it's funny how I used to go out to clubs and shit when I was young. Like we used to listen to house music. My brother was, you know, DJ, and you know, he sort of influenced me. I had decks when I was younger, and anyway, I fucking love deep house. I love it.
How do you describe deep house?
It's just, if you've ever been night clubbing, that's like no. So there's like, it's more just like cruisy background beats versus like the Melbourne bounce is like a type of music that's fucking just like real drop the beat. Like
so this
just
is, can I get, so this is a little bit more like down, like down.
Yeah, but there's good beat in the background with a female vocal over the top, but it just blends in the back. It's just literally, think about being no, mate, stop. Being on a beach in Greece. If you've ever been into a actually, no, better way.
Depends what you're listening to, because Bree and I listen to like all the music we like. So we listen to Taylor Swift. Oh my god, this reminds me of when we're in Italy.
Well, Cafe Del Mar. Like, do you remember those albums? Like Cafe Del Mar. There was like a Cafe Del Mar. It was like Cafe Del Mar Chill Out Radio Ibiza live stream. Cafe Del Mar was a very, very popular album back in the day. Anyway, just love deep house. I digress. It's not about deep house today, but it is worth searching. So the negative spiral.
So you're listening to that last night while
spiraling? Well, that was just
that was a combo of nostalgia. Do you think it's like fuck?
Nah.
I could have been a DJ and now I
No. So when you got me later in the night, I was coming out the back end. I was partying. I'd found my stride, and I'd landed on some deep house, and I was fucking fired up. But I was thinking I wanted to share a few ways that I found I was able to sort of remove myself from that negative spiral.
Like that. This is good. This is like how to travel Europe without traveling Europe.
This is how to fucking get out of your head. And escape the noise. This. So one of them is...
Have you got like,
I've just got two. Just got two.
No, I think you normally need more than two to be a list. Like if this is BuzzFeed, if I was the editor, I'd say, mate, we can't really
Three?
run.
Three's a list?
Yeah, listicle. Three.
I got three.
Great.
I got three. Okay. Let's go in order of how I did it.
Okay.
Number one, Uno. Play Uno with your partner.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's cute.
Amy knew I was in a bit of a frump, and she said, one game. And I was like, I thought about it. I was like, I felt happy. I was like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
And you absolutely destroyed her as well.
Dude, she's gone. She hasn't been home all night. It's lockdown, but she fucking left me.
Yeah.
No.
You did destroy her though. I do know.
Well, we did one game. I lost.
Okay.
So that's first game.
You're not going to have
that. Which she said, "You want to do best of three?
Yeah.
Want to do best of three? Like just fucking."
Were you just like,
I was
nah,
like,
just
all right,
best
mate.
until
I'm fired up. It's almost the competitive nature in me, which I don't think I'm even that competitive. Yeah. It came out and made me feel good. I was like, okay, I'm into this. Fucking let's go again. It's almost focus, right? It's like attention to a task, and my focus was to win. And so we played another game, won that. I said, do you want to go another? And then we did it again, and then I think we ended up playing 4 games, and the last one I just, some call it a game of skill, others call it a game of luck, but fuck me, I got a good hand that last one, and I put it on Instagram, and I just I made her pick up about 16 cards, and I walked away feeling really good about myself. So
the aim of the game is that you're trying to get all your cards going, isn't it?
Yeah, you got to get to Uno and then fucking drop the last card and walk out, just partying.
And so that's one. Is that all encompassing one tip?
That's one. That's one. Right. Just play some Uno with a partner, even if you lose. It's a bit of fun.
If you're single,
just keep going. It could be. Hadn't thought that through.
Yeah. I reckon
Uno is a 2-player game.
Hi at thedailytalkshow.com. If you're single and want to play Uno, let us know, and one of the Gronks can play Uno with you. I'm sure there's a virtual version.
Yeah, definitely. Virtual Uno. Go there.
Mhm.
Anyway, so just find a game with a friend and get your
Uno
mind off things.
specifically.
Yeah, Uno specifically. The other one is... Oh, okay, I'm going to load it out. I decided to go for a fucking ice cream last night. Just by myself. I was like,
Really?
I got to get
What
out. I want
time?
an ice cream.
You're not
This
the
is
after
7:40.
8,
7:40.
Man gets fined.
Eight,
That's a
eight, eight.
risky business. You're definitely
Dude,
only getting a
and-
McFlurry at that point. If maybe even a 30
No,
cent
dude.
cone.
No, dude. There's a fucking ice cream shop, like a legit ice cream store in Templestowe near my house. And,
What's it
you
called?
got 30 flavours. Oh, I can't even remember the name. Amy and I were disappointed in the branding that we couldn't work it out from first glance.
I was going
We
to say,
still
is it
can't.
like Dairy Bell?
No. This is top end, man. Top end. Like
Dairy Bell's top end, no?
Dairy Bell is older style. Think newer style.
So this is like a
It's like
Piccolina
a scoops. It's like a Piccolina,
trampolina,
but not.
trampoline. Sorry.
It's more like trampoline. If you're going to settle on anything, it's trampoline.
What about Cold Rock? What's happened with Cold Rock?
Cold Rock is still around. I think
Big in
there's limited
Queensland.
ones. But yeah.
My brother
Anyway,
loved that. James, he used to put fruit tingle. He used to get sorbet
oh,
and then fruit tingles, mate.
mate,
isn't
I
your
tell you,
tongue
it says a
tingling?
lot about you if you put fruit tingle or nerds into your Cold Rock.
Yeah.
You're a unique
You're-
individual.
Yeah.
But I respect it. it. So I went and got an ice cream by myself, and at that moment, I'm just laughing at the thought of me just going to get an ice cream by
Yeah.
myself. And it was a bit just sort of naughty. I got home at like 7:58, and I was like, "Fuck yeah!" Just fucking got in.
Did you think about getting a
Before
thick
curfew.
shake instead of, because I feel like those places, if they've got ice cream, fucking real easy to just down a straw, up a straw. No,
Nah,
flavours
I'm
do you
more
get?
of an ice cream guy. Well, here's the thing: you can't do the taste test anymore.
oh, that
Makes sense.
I'm so glad. Like, to be honest, that was the biggest anxiety because Bree loves to taste test, and I know you would too. And I just
Well, I loved it. I didn't push back. I said, she said, "Oh, and I can't do that at the moment." I said, "Fuck, I've got to run the gauntlet, don't I? I need to just pick and go for it, commit." And so,
how many
I
people are at the
committed.
store at this point?
absolutely no one else but me.
You had
So
your mask
fucking-
on.
Yeah, I had my mask on. And
Something so
I went
weird
with,
about that. Like, imagine
I
that. Like,
know.
if imagine fucking a year ago, that footage leaking of you wearing a mask at fucking 10 to 8, being like, I need to get home real quick. I want to. No, sorry, sir. We can't allow you to taste anymore. What? Okay.
It's so
Like,
bizarre.
It's a bit weird.
Anyway, I was cool with it. She was so sweet, the girl. And anyway, I got Bailey's and brownie.
Oh,
And my thought was, I said to her, I really hope it's not too like alcohol flavor.
mhm.
Like I didn't
What'd
want.
she say?
She said, "No, it's great. It's great." And then I sort of, and then I said, "Fuck it, I'm going it." She's like, "Great choice." I took a tub home last night, and so
That's good.
she nailed it. It was perfect. It
And
was
so
just
Bailey's, is there
chocolatey,
any
milky.
alcohol in it? You were seeking,
maybe.
you're wanting a drink. So is this yeah, so I've been having 4 litres of Bailey's ice cream. It's fucking just a bit slurry in the words. Mate, how much of that Bailey's ice cream are you eating? Was this... Because you did say, you said, I'm sure it was either yesterday or the day before, you said, mate,
It was yesterday.
feeling like a drink, but not going to have one. And so you had a Bailey's ice cream. I think this means that you've had a drink.
I haven't had a drink. The point
That's like me
yesterday
saying I'm not
mentioning
having
that-
ice cream, I'm just having thick shakes. It's like, mate, it's the same thing.
It's not the same, and I haven't consumed alcohol since I said I was quitting alcohol again.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, it's all good. No drinking. Bailey's ice cream went down a treat, and I was
Mm-hmm.
pretty fucking happy about myself. I got home though.
Was it a
So what
cone?
number
Just
is
very
this? This
quickly,
is-
I'm so sorry. Cone or cup?
Cup. I didn't go with because I wanted the experience and something to do. I like to eat the cone. I wanted to feel the whole process,
Mm-hmm.
and so I went with a waffle cone, and it was fucking beautiful.
Okay.
Anyway, that had me feeling good. Perked up on sugar.
Mm-hmm.
Probably a bit late for that, but I got home,
That's fine.
parked in the garage, and this brings me to my 4th suggestion. So just to
Third.
recap, third. Yep, sorry, third. So
Mhm.
first one, Uno.
Play Uno.
Second, play Uno. Second one, go get yourself an ice cream. Sort of lean into the sort of lean into that negativity, but just, get some sweet, get perked up, then followed by a meditation. And so it's not just an average meditation, it's a specific type of meditation. Have you heard of metta meditation?
No.
So metta not being M-E-T-A, metta being M-E-T-T-A, and metta meaning love and kindness. And so it's a love and kindness meditation, which I don't need to go too hard into it, but it is basically bringing to mind someone who it's very easy to feel love and kindness towards. And so for me, it can be thinking about my child, thinking about how much I love him. And, you got to think about someone who your relationship is sort of...
it doesn't have a
very
baggage.
Easy. Yeah. Exactly. It's just like that person. It can be anyone. It could be someone you don't even know, but you just love them and they do so much for you, whether it be listening to whatever. And you bring them to mind and you sort of are wishing love and kindness on them. So you're wishing them well, essentially. So it's like mantra. But then there's a version of it where you take that feeling that you conjure for somebody else. And so I was using my mum last night. But then you take that feeling that you create within your body and you then direct it back towards yourself. And there's some people probably find it tough directing it to themselves in this moment. You might have a bunch of sort of
after
self-hate.
ice cream.
You just like
Bailey's.
You nearly destroyed your relationship.
As soon as the love
beating
starts
your wife
trying to
in
come
Uno,
back, it starts coming back to you. Like no. I'm a bad boy.
But the pivotal point for me last night was imagining yourself as a child. And all children fucking deserve love and kindness. And they're just so sweet. So when you think about yourself as a child, it's a powerful thing because you realize that it's before all the bullshit.
Yeah, bit naive.
Usually, you're naive. You're just new to the world, and you fucking don't know what's happening, and you haven't gone through all these sort of things that are going to give you baggage, right? And
you're wearing your own Superman costume.
Exactly, and you can you think about that, and it's so nice because for me, I sort of it's closely connected to Bodhi, what I think about as a child, because I've sort of re-experienced the kid thing with him, and so and then I just put myself in those shoes, and it's a nice feeling. Like you can and so in turn the meta meditation approach is to sort of harness that energy and sort of direct it on yourself, and I can tell you right now, you can really, really feel good about yourself. And I was smiling, and so that's sort of,
you had a good for someone who had a shit day. You had a great evening.
Oh yeah, and then I finished it off with Deep House. Yeah. It was fucking sick.
On the Deep House thing, did you see that Airbnb have banned parties globally?
Wow, I mean. Fuck, so I hired an Airbnb for my Bucks party. You weren't allowed to do that then, but just parties in general,
so this happened a week. So I was Googling it when you were talking about, when we said about the house, like house music. I then sort of went to, was it house music or what's the music called that you listen to?
Deep House.
Deep House. Yeah, I was thinking, that would be something you'd listen to at a party, and then I remembered about Airbnb. This is from a week ago. This is on their website. Today we're announcing a global ban on all parties and events at Airbnb listings, including a cap on an occupancy at 16. This party ban applies to all future bookings on Airbnb and will remain in effect indefinitely until further notice.
Wow. I mean, it's.
I didn't actually even think about Airbnb as part. Like when you think about Airbnb, you always think, you can't have a party. But I guess like in LA, because there's a big issue in LA and stuff at the moment, is it's like fucking Gronks hiring expensive houses and having huge parties.
Man, they banned. Hang on, let me just say, banning parties in the Hollywood Hills. Like this is not even Airbnb at this point. On Wednesday, Mayor Eric authorised the city to shut off utilities to Hollywood Hills. Oh no, different. Anyway, a while ago, They did. And so, anyway.
Was it in response to COVID stuff?
No. This was a little while ago. But, man, it's...
I wonder what... so, New York, occupancy levels are, like, crazy low at the moment with, like, people leaving and all of that sort of thing. I saw an article where Yelp is reporting that close to 50% of the businesses that are on Yelp have shut down. Like forever.
Completely.
Yeah, shut down, which is pretty crazy. There's an interesting article by James Altucher, which then...
Yeah, I love James Altucher.
Yeah.
Quirkiest dude.
Yeah, he is very quirky.
He's literally built heaps of wealth and gone bankrupt 3 times. He's literally built it up, lost it all, built it up, lost it all, built it up. Ridiculous.
And so, the New York Post, the article is New York City is dead forever. Here's why. And then Jerry Seinfeld came out saying, like, you're full of shit. And there's a bit of a feud going on now because James Altucher is like, mate, you've got your mansion in the Hamptons or whatever. Of course you're going to say this. You're not connected with the actual realities of what's happening in New York.
Yeah, but, I almost like James Altucher. Like I feel like he's more closer to planet Earth than Jerry Seinfeld.
He's got an honesty and grit to it. Like when I remember I respect his hair, by the way. Like I fucking love it. Like I feel like I could get around that type of hair.
Do you remember Young Einstein, the film where he gets like electrocuted and his hair goes real fucking haywire? Right. That's James Altucher. Love him. I'd love to have James on the podcast.
Yeah, he seems like a really interesting dude. But it is interesting seeing that there seems to be this contrasting thing, which I understand is it's sort of like New Yorkers, we're tough, we've gone through 9/11, all of these things, it's all going to be fine, it's been overblown, to no, this is bad.
Yeah.
Which I 100%. Feel, my perspective is, with everything, if this was a normal case, if this was just US, I wonder if, say for instance, the pandemic wasn't in Australia at all, I wonder what our news cycle would look like. Like if we weren't, so at the moment it's all about Victoria, it's about us, but if we removed us, I wonder what the next thing is that we'd be thinking about.
Outside of COVID?
No, so like even in COVID. So say if Victoria didn't have the numbers and all the fuck ups here.
Oh yeah.
I wonder where the interest point would be. Would it be in what's happening in New York or these bigger cities or?
I think I feel like people up in Sydney are sort of. It's not affecting anyone them
from Sydney
as much. Well, Amy's best friends are all up in Sydney, and so, it's not mandatory masks. It's like even yesterday we're speaking to our accountant who's up in Brisbane, and I mean, sure he's in quarantine because he's moved up there to be with his family in the last couple of weeks, but it's a different vibe up in these places. I mean, that's why sometimes you can feel like it is the whole of Australia based on being in Victoria and the feeling of it. But yeah, you're right.
And that's not Hot Accountant that's moved. It's Taver,
no.
who's the other legend
Taver.
that works with us.
Yeah.
Just in case my brother, people were worried that they wouldn't be able to. The Hot Accountant's not in Melbourne. He's still in Melbourne.
Yeah, still
what were you
within
say about,
stalking. I mean, walking distance. My brother had.
Taver's also a hot accountant, by the way. Like Taver's a good
mate.
Jesus, we don't hire accountants based on looks, but it looks like we have.
Just that whole team.
Yeah.
Anyhow, my brother interviewed a guy for his podcasts. None of my business.
That's a podcast
in Antarctica.
Oh, that's great.
Antarctica, dude.
Say the word again.
This guy's living Antarctica.
Is that how you say it?
Antarctica.
It's
how
not
do you
Antarctica?
Say it?
Isn't it
Oh yeah, maybe it is Antarctica.
No, say how.
Maybe
you
I
said
found
it
the word that I can't say. Antarctica.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
it's
I'm not saying it properly.
Antarctica.
Oh yeah, Antarctica.
No,
fuck! I found the word I can't say.
Antarctica.
Jesus. Antarctica.
Oh, he's from
So he's
Antarctica.
in that Antarctica, and no COVID in Antarctica. Seriously, dude, it's like they've kept them on the island. Not the island. Is it an island? They've kept him on it.
Mm-hmm.
He was meant to come home last year, and they've kept him there based on.
What does he do?
They're just like cannot. He just looks after one of the stations.
Mm-hmm.
It's sick. I can't wait to listen to that.
Like he's still spinning tracks.
No, I don't know exactly what he does, but you'll find out on the podcast.
It's Tomo and Simone in Antarctica. We're playing the coolest hits from the 60s, 70s, and 80s.
Yeah. We're bringing the heat to this
baby.
joint.
It's quite funny.
But I mean, imagine what it would feel like to be at a place where you're so far from any fucking COVID. Like they're very worried about it coming there because
just people. It would be a fucking nightmare if something happened there, right?
How would you even know where you'd find it, or just pain in the bum, pain in the bum.
So none of my business. Is that?
Yeah, none of my business is
the podcast
Michael Jackett's podcast.
Also,
that episode's not out yet though.
When does it come out? Don't know.
I think in a week or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
One Trick Tony. She's got her latest episode out. What do you call? So she put on Instagram her sort of getting her doona and flicking it. So it was Torbs, her boyfriend, was doing it. Sort of getting the doona prepared in the evening. What do you call that?
Mate, I saw this post, and I do this most days, trying to make the bed. I couldn't tell you a word. I was thinking like puffing up my doona. I was thinking puffing up my doona. I was just fucking. I couldn't think of a word that made sense because I'd never even thought. I'm just doing that action. I'm just going to make the bed. That's usually what you say. What is what?
Well, should I reveal it now, or should people listen to the episode?
Well, I haven't got to that point, so you're going to ruin it for me.
Okay, I won't ruin it. Go listen to One Trick Tony on your favourite podcast app. Also, give it a review as well if you can.
I'm 14 minutes in, 14:26, and so
Mason
really
still sounds nervous at the start. How you going? Is what he does at the start. Hey, how you going at the start? Just fucking.
That's a good Mason impression.
Yeah, he's just like because he's not going well, you know. So he's like, hey, how are you going? Because
Mace, take my 4-step process. It goes Uno. It goes
ice cream. Fuck, that would be good. Uno, ice cream. He's playing Monopoly with me tonight, so maybe we could do Monopoly, ice cream, and then meditation. That could work.
Yeah. Into some deep house if you feel like it.
We could play deep house whilst. When I start to win Monopoly, I turn the music like it's got Monopoly music. I just fucking turn it up because we Zoom, so everyone can hear.
Dude, I reckon deep house in the background while you're playing some Monopoly would actually work.
It would actually. Do you know what would be awesome? Work. Google Home should have a feature where you can sync up houses. So, for instance, it like listens on Zoom and then matches everyone, so they're listening to the same song at the same time. So you don't end up with some sort of weird. You know, like, you got music on? Oh, I can't hear you because of the music.
Yeah.
Just a thought. Alrighty.
Well, if you're spiraling, it's all good. It doesn't. Spiraling and being aware of the spiraling and almost just laughing as you're in it sometimes helps. And then
sometimes
some action. Sometimes, definitely sometimes doesn't. But even if you are aware, it's the first step of fucking... You can have awareness and still be completely lacking awareness. Because there's multiple layers of awareness at that point. So
we can trick our brain too. So what I did the other night, it was so Bree and I were like trying to get to bed early. And so we decided to close the blinds, which we don't normally do. So we closed the blinds. I was like, you know what? I'm going to pretend right now that I am in a skyscraper. I'm really high up in New York City. And like just on the other side of the window is fucking Times Square or what. Like there's just heaps of shit going on. And you can actually like make yourself feel fucking euphoric.
Yeah.
It's like it's the penthouse experience when you're fucking not on the penthouse.
Ground floor.
yeah, it's the penthouse experience on the ground floor.
Mate,
a
imagine
good
you as a
real
real
estate-
estate agent.
Yeah,
Mate,
that's
we're
fucking
looking for a
great.
penthouse. Mate, no, you're not. Fucking ground floor's good enough.
Yeah, mate. Yeah, too bright up there. Come down here.
Yeah. But you can pretend. Trust me. It feels like
definitely.
it.
Yeah, guys. Okay, now I know this is a studio apartment. Close your eyes. Imagine a 3-bedroom. Feels good, doesn't it? Right, open your eyes. Sign here. All right. It's a daily talk show. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you tomorrow for Fat Fridays. Have a good one, guys.
See you guys.